Hello and welcome to my video, Earning Money off MGTOW and Business Models. So I remember many years ago, it was quite funny when Sadman started charging money for donations to make his videos. And at the time, I think people was a bit split. I think it was like 50-50. I don't know the exact cut. And they was all saying, what a douchebag. You should just sort of make content and you earn money off your advertising on your YouTube anyway. Um, However, for me, that's between the two individuals. If two individuals want to make a trade, then I can't really see how it's any of my business what they do. And I have heard the argument, but I strongly disagree with it about different MGTOW content producers are exploiting other men, the sort of suffering of other men. So for me, you can't set a bar to MGTOW based on the level of suffering that you've incurred. Now, whilst in a way it does give you credibility, you can't put a bar like that in place because then you're excluding people. And also, like for example, let's say I'm not going to give you all the ins and outs of my entire life to then prove to someone if I should be able to be MGTOW or not. You cannot put any sort of restrictions like that. And people, I don't know, people won't want to share information like that. And even, okay, let's say for example, nothing ever happened to me per se. Things could have happened to the people I love and know which could affect me. And all the people around me and my family members and my friends. That's the whole point. It's a society-wide problem. It's not a problem of just one man who got screwed over in divorce court. It's a problem of broken families all across the world. It's a problem of single motherhood rate increasing. So we can't put barriers to suffering, and then because we can't put any of these barriers to who can or can't join, then we can't really argue about who can and can't charge for their content. And also, lots of the content, as far as I've seen, is people make all their content which you can watch for absolutely free, and then they throw some adverts on it, which you can usually block, or unfortunately you can't do it now. I used to have an amazing ad blocker and I'd never get any ads. But unfortunately not the case now. And I know that there was a bit of a backlash about Turd Flinging Monkey when he started a Patreon. Now, I'll quickly mention MGTOW 101. So MGTOW 101 copied another YouTuber called Wrecked Feminist Videos. So he'd basically cut and splice some feminists, make them look, they'd just be doing ridiculously dumb stuff, throw in some of the meme culture, some memes, the ridiculous sounds, the noises, sound effects, and that's exactly what MGTOW 101 did, with various stories like popular MRA videos, popular MGTOW stories, popular stories, all from the manosphere, add some meme music. Now, whilst he did hit, he didn't. I honestly, if I compare the amount of hours he put into Turd Flinging Monkey, it's literally nothing. Turd Flinging Monkey has got years worth of well thought out content, which is all free, completely and utterly free. And then when he releases his Patreon, he still releases all his content for free. And people can sort of go on his Discord and watch his content, I know, a week early, or wait a week and get it for free. And again, this is all completely and utterly voluntary. It's in sort of in London and England, where it's quite famous on the underground. People play music and stuff, actual musical instruments. And if you think, oh, this sounds really cool, that guy's amazing or that woman's amazing, you throw them some money. I remember walking around in London, and there was this guy who he was crazy. He'd done this really amazing chalk art. Like he'd made some art on the ground using chalk. He did it in England. England rains all the time. And basically, just before it rained, I gave him quite a few quid because I knew I knew it was gonna rain. He did it in England. What a madman! But he done really cool artwork. Um, Now I will fully admit that there have been some people who've seen MGTOW blowing up and then thought they could make loads of money. MGTOW 101 is a great example. Because if you wanted to be very cynical, you can say like, look, he's not interested in helping men. He's just in it for the money. And the second the money ran out, he just gave up. However, at the same time, even though he did make shitty meme videos, to make all those videos probably took a long time. And you have to do them in a very particular meme style, so it'll be, I don't know, so it'll get sort of millions and millions of views. He literally became the #1 MGTOW YouTuber. But the main point of this video is there a market for MGTOW, men of MGTOW, because they do have various needs? And the answer is obviously yes. There's tons of different needs. Now, I think for me the main roadblock is anonymity. It's how do you trade and get all these services and products whilst remaining anonymous? Because let's take the funniest example of a need, the physical need. You want to buy a sex doll. It's going to be a little bit awkward. You can get services to get stuff delivered anonymously, but again, it's going to be probably a bit awkward all round to anonymously get your sex doll. I'm sure that's going to work out well. But certain things, there is definitely a need, like for example, as we always talk about, family court bias. It would be nice to have some sort of MGTOW family court people, because I'm sure there's got to be some who will fight sort of tooth and nail to try and get the man to win, or to get the best possible outcome of the awful system. So my super smart super prediction is obviously there's going to be in the near future tons of products and services catered specifically to the men of MGTOW, and as long as it doesn't really affect your anonymous status, I don't see an issue. The trouble is if it's not anonymous. Like for example, let's say I don't know, let's just say I've got a fishing shop and I want to sell tackle, and I'll be like, guys, I know a lot of guys like fishing. Come to Gyno Cuck's tackle shop. And then one day someone doxes me and it gets exposed like, oh, listen to the shit he said online. And then Gyno Cuck's be coming after me, and then they'll be all investigating my business and all sorts of stuff. Or just make some slanderous lies and throw that in the media, because the newspapers love lies and bullshit. That's how they make most of their money. Because the comedian Bill Burr did say something quite interesting, and he was saying like maybe there should be a business that would only rent houses to basically divorced guys who've got kicked out of their house. Like they had their wife taken in the family courts, and that's just it. I do think like a business specifically catering for that would actually be pretty viable, because now the other way you could do it is be just a normal business, mention it to the MGTOW community, and then if someone did happen to be like a MGTOW, you could be like, oh hello sir, oh, here's your 15% discount. But remember, don't tell anyone about it. And then you could even give them a little test. You test their red pill knowledge. Be like, oh, tell me about hypergamy. And they'll be like, women want loads of money. So, oh, sounding pretty good to me. But just to end the video, so I think it's inevitable that I think it already has happened. It probably already has happened that there'll be specific products and services for the MGTOW community, because like any sort of group of, whilst the group of men is diverse, there's still various needs that needs and that need to be met. Fortunately, the only one I can think of at the moment off the top of my head is just the sex dolls and family court stuff. But I'm sure there's more, like any hobby ones, like any gaming ones, fishing, cars, whatever. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for listening and goodbye.